Hello everyone, I'm here to deliver a session through e-learning by Learning Management System under the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Welcome to this session on the course Applications of Electronics Engineering for 5th semester's Electronics and Communication. So this is the 6th session of Unit 4, that is Video Systems. So in the previous sessions, we already discussed about a few of the display devices. They are CRT and plasma display. So in this session, we are going to discuss about LCD display and LED display. So now we'll see the content of this session. So in this session, we are going to discuss about LCD display, construction and working of LCD display, features of LCD display, advantages and disadvantages of LCD display. Then we are going to discuss about LED display, features of LED display, advantages and disadvantages of LED display. So now we'll see what is LCD display. So this LCD display is a display device. So this LCD uses liquid crystal to produce visible image. So andre liquid crystal na navu use madkolta idivi. So liquid crystal andre enu andre it is a state of matter between solid and liquid. In the name itself it is there. Liquid crystal anta andre ಆ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ liquid and crystal. liquid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು liquid ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ it is called as a liquid crystal display because these compounds have a crystalline arrangement of molecules. Crystalline arrangement of molecules ಅಂದ್ರೆ solid state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but still they flow like liquid. Okay, ಅದು crystalline ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ they can flow like liquid. So only it is called as liquid crystal. Okay, it is going to have both the states. So that is, it is a combination of two states, we can say. Two states, that is solid and liquid. So LCD, it uses liquid crystal. So this light is projected from the lens, and based on the liquid crystal orientation, the image is displayed on the screen. So when you want to display image on the screen, so we're going to pass a light. So when it is passed through the lens, the liquid crystal will be having certain molecules. So they're in the form of just like rod-shaped molecules will be there in the liquid crystal. So the orientation, that means the angle of these molecules will get changed. So due to this change in angle or the orientation of these molecules, the image is going to be displayed on the screen. Okay. Now we'll see the construction of this LCD display. So this LCD display is constructed by using many layers. That is, it is having multiple layers, we can say. So LCD is composed of multiple layers. Liquid crystal is sandwiched between the other layers. So that is electrodes and also polarizing film, or I'm going to call it as glass filter. Okay, so at the center you can see this is the liquid crystal layer. So if you see the construction, we're going to have a backlight unit, that is CCFL we're going to use here. So that is cold cathode fluorescent lamp. Cold cathode fluorescent lamp is used here, and two polarization filters are used, vertical polarization filter and a horizontal polarization filter. So this is shown here, polarizing filter or a polarizing film it is mentioned. So next we're going to use two electrodes, that is negative electrode and a positive electrode. So and we're going to use a liquid crystal. As I told you, liquid crystal is going to show both the states, that is it's going to have a property of both the solid and liquid. So next it is having a glass cover on which the image or the video will be displayed. Okay, this is the construction. So here the liquid crystal layer is sandwiched between the two electrodes. Positive electrode and negative electrodes are there. So in between that it is placed, and at the back side and also front side we're going to have a polarization filter. So that is vertical polarization filter and a horizontal polarization filter. Okay, this is the construction of LCD display. So this is the simplified block diagram of LCD display. We're having a backlight unit here. So this LCD works on the principle of blocking of light. So and it does not having it is not going to emit the light, so that it requires an external energy source. So only we are using a backlight unit here. So in the backlight unit we are going to use a CCFL. Okay, then we are going to have a vertical polarization filter. So this is going to do the polarization of light. Then liquid crystal. So polarized light is passed through the liquid crystal, and then it is passed through again a horizontal polarization filter, where the image light will get twisted, and it is going to block that particular area on the image, so that the image will be displayed on the display source. So here we are using a color filter because to display the color images. So it is having a RGB colors on this. So it is going to filter, and based on the composition of these colors, the particular color maybe will be displayed on the screen. Okay, this is the construction of LCD display. Now we'll see the working of LCD display. So this LCD display works on the principle of blocking of light rather than emitting the light. So it is going to block the light. Okay, so this LCD requires backlight here. So that is CCFL. As I told you, the mirror is used here to make the light to get reflect on the particular system, that is polarizing film. So only we are using this mirror. So here usually CCFL is used, that is cold cathode fluorescent lamp is used as a light source. Okay, so when it is passed through the vertical polarization filter, so it is polarization takes place. Polarization means the particular that is the molecules or the light wave is made to move in a particular path, or confined to move in a particular direction. Okay, so it is going to block certain portions, and it is going to make the molecules to pass in a particular direction, and it is passed through when the electrical signal is supplied to the electrodes. Depending on that, the orientation takes place in the crystal. Okay, so this electrical signal, so we're going to get the electrical signal based on the captured image or captured video. So when you capture the video, it will be in the form of optical. It is converted into electrical signal there, and then that particular electrical signal is passed here to the electrodes. So when it is passed to the electrodes, these liquid crystal will be having the molecules. They're going to change their orientation. So that is when the electrical signal is given to the liquid crystal, its orientation get changed. Okay, its orientation get changed, and polarized light will pass through it. Polarized light pass agate. So this blocking of light is based on electrical signal that is applied to the liquid crystal. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಪೊಲರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪೊಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಪೊಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪೊಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಲೈಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅದರ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಇಂಥ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಓರಿಯಂಟೇಶನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ pixels. So it is going to, these two, that is polarizing filters are going to decide in which area the pixel should be illuminated. Okay, so in this display you can see, so 1 2 3 4 5 these numbers are displaying. So this is having the this is going to work on the principle of blocking, so that it is going to display it in a black color. So if you want to display a color image, we're going to use a color filter here. Okay, this is the working of LCD display. So it works on the principle of blocking of light. When electrical signal is given to the liquid crystal, its orientation changes and polarized light pass through it. So blocking of light is based on electrical signal applied to the liquid, and with this the image will be displayed on the screen. So now we'll see the features of LCD display. They consume very low power. It consumes low power, kadme power na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. It provides a good contrast ratio. Contrast ratio ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, it is the ratio of brightness and darkness we can say. So that is illuminance. ನಮಗೆ brightness ಮತ್ತೆ darkness ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, brighter pixels should show much more brighter, darker pixels should show much more darker, so that it is going to have a pleasant or good image. Okay, so LCD is a passive display. We're going to have a passive matrix type of display here. If you see the advantage of LCD display, it consumes less power when compared to CRT and LED. LED ಮತ್ತೆ CRT ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಪವರ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, and low cost, ಅದರ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ when compared to other displays. So provides excellent contrast. ಅದರ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. It is going to give a good quality of image will be displayed. So thinner and lighter when compared to CRT and LED. Thinner ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತೆಳುವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೈಟರ್ ಅದರ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಭಾರವಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು LCD ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ when compared to CRT ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ರೇ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ LED ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ತೆಳುವಾಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So if you see the disadvantages of LCD display, it's having limited temperature range, typically 0 to 60 degrees centigrade. So 0 to 60 degrees centigrade ಅಷ್ಟು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಟಾಲರಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If it exceeds, it may get damaged. That means the display may be damaged. So it needs an external light source for its operation. So we are using a backlight here. So in other displays like plasma display and CRT, we are not using this backlight. But here we are using a backlight as CCFL. So it is an external source. That is one extra unit that we require in this LCD. So that may be one of the disadvantage. So brightness is less. So brightness ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು blocking of light ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. Okay, so blocking of light it is working on the principle of blocking of light. So remaining portion will be eliminated, or on the portion of where image will be displayed, that portion will be blocked. So the brightness is less in this. Then reliability is less. Reliability means it is the what you can say durability, or how long it can work ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು reliability ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Then lifetime is limited because of chemical degradation. Here it is working on we are using a liquid crystal here. So chemical degradation takes place as the time goes, so that this lifetime will be limited for this LCD display. Now we'll see the applications of LCD display. So LCD displays are used in large LCDs like in computer monitors, televisions, instrument panels, etc. So then if you go for small LCDs like portable consumer devices like digital cameras, digicams, calculators, watches, mobile phones, or smartphones. In all these things, we're going to use this LCD display. And this LCD display, it's also used in some of the consumer electronic products like DVD players, video games, digital clocks, etc. So now we'll discuss about LED display. LED display it functions by illuminating a LCD panel with LED backlighting. So in case of LCD display, we are using the backlight as a CCFL. So that is external energy source that is required for illuminating, right? So in case of LED, we are using an LED, that is light emitting diode is used for backlighting in case of LED display. So this LED display is a more advanced version of LCD display. LCD display ginta advanced version ide idu LED display. Many of the advantages we're having with the LED display than LCD display. So if you see the construction, everything remains same as that of LCD display. So that is, we're having a liquid crystal at the center. It is sandwiched between the two electrodes, negative electrode and a positive electrode, and we're going to use a glass plate, which is nothing but the filter. So that is, we're going to use a polarizing filter. So, and then we're going to use a glass filter, or we're going to call it as a light filter. These portion remains same, but only difference is at the backlight unit we're going to use a light emitting diodes. LEDs are used for backlight. Okay. Now we'll see the features of LED display. So LED displays are less expensive. Adra cost kadme irutte. They are more reliable. Reliability idra ondu ಬಾಳಿಕೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. They run at lower temperature. That is one of the feature. It consumes less power, as less as 20 watts. So it power consumption idrudu kuda kadme irutte. Next, high dynamic contrast ratio. Contrast ratio idrudu ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. They have longer lifespan and less affected by environmental changes. Environmental changes ಗೆ ಅದು effect ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ effect ಆಗಲ್ಲ. It can have a longer life. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೂ ಅದು ಬಾಳಿಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Contrast ratio is much better. Contrast ratio ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. LED monitors are slimmer. So these LED monitors are slimmer, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತೆಳು ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Better viewing angle than LCD monitors. So LCD monitors ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ viewing angle ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಇಂದ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಾನಿಟರ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವೈಡರ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಿಯಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ LCD ಮಾನಿಟರ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಆಂಗಲ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. They produce high quality of image with great viewing comfort. ಇದರ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ, LED ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ವ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡೋವಾಗ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಐ, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ irritated to see that image. Okay, so it is going to give a very good quality of image with great viewing comfort. ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್ ನ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. 0% ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಕರಿಂಗ್. 0% ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಕರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ವೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಕರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಅದು 0% ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ an LED display, it consumes between 20 to 30% less energy than LCD display with same screen size. LCD ಮತ್ತೆ LED ಸೇಮ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 32 ಇಂಚಸ್ ಅಥವಾ 40 ಇಂಚಸ್ 50 ಇಂಚಸ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಸೈಜ್ LED ಮತ್ತೆ LCD ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ LED ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇದು ಪವರ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 20 to 30% ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಇಡಿದು when compared to LCD display. It's able to produce brighter colors ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಇಡಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So if you go for disadvantages of LED display, ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಗೆ LED ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ LED ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಎಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಯೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಗೆ LED ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಬ್ಲರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜ್ ವೆನೆವರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಎ image or video of a moving object. So due to the motion of the object, there are chances of getting your image to get blur. So that ಒಂದು ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟಾರ್ಷನ್ ಮೇ ಅಕರ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ LED display, it is good to have a little motion blur ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So this is about the disadvantages of LED display. So if you see LCD versus LED display in the construction, it's having only difference with the construction. That is, we're going to use the backlight as CCFL in case of LCD technology. That is, fluorescent lights are used here. But in case of LED technology, we're going to use a light emitting diodes. This is the only difference with concern to construction of this LED display and LCD display. The remaining all other layers remain same. That is, liquid crystal sandwiched on electrodes and glass plates. Everything remains same. Okay, this is about the LCD and LED displays. So for this session, you can refer the textbooks, that is Consumer Electronics by S.P. Bali with Pearson Publishers, and you can also refer Applications of Electronics Engineering for 5th semester's Diploma in Electronics and Communication by T.G. Katewal and M.N. Javalkar. And also you can refer textbook Applications of Electronics Engineering for 5th semester's Diploma in Electronics and Communication by K. Shashidhar. Okay, these are the references that you can refer for this session. So, and also we have attached multiple choice questions. You can go through that and answer for that, so that it is going to help you for the academic examinations. Okay, thank you one and all. Thanks for watching the session, and I would like to thank all the team members. And if you have any doubts, you can contact us with this address, that is lms.dtek@gmail.com. Thank you one and all.